my topic is, can the United States promote democracy or values and interests at the same time? And the prior question, I think, in the spirit of being brief, is should we be in the business of promoting democracy at all? It's never going to be the top priority for the United States government, let's be honest. I worked at the National Security Council for 3 years. I never remember a meeting that said our most important issue for this country, especially if it's a large country in the world, is to promote democracy. So maybe we should just get out of the business because it always sounds like we're being hypocritical. Second, we haven't done that well recently, right? You can think about Iraq. You can think about Libya. See, I'm being bipartisan there. You can think about the Arab Spring. It did not go as well as we had hoped, most certainly when I was sitting in the White House as it happened. And third, it looks like Americans are kind of tired of thinking about morality and values in our foreign policy. That shows up in public opinion data polling, and it showed up in the Republican debate that I actually watched for 3 hours. Did anybody else watch it for 3 hours? Okay. Let me be more precise. I was in front of my TV for 3 hours. I'm not sure I watched it all, but the issue I'm about to talk about never came up. So maybe we should just get out of this business. Maybe we should stop talking about it and just kind of have a different approach to our engagement with the outside world. My answer to that is no. My answer is we should be involved in promoting democracy abroad. And I'm going to give you a moral reason, a security reason, and an economic reason. And if I have time, I'm then going to end with can we do it? On that, I'm not so sure. In fact, I'm a lot less sure today than I was after 5 years in the US government. But first, the should we. Let's start with the moral question. First, it's the best system of government in the world. I'm with Churchill. Democracy is the worst system of government in the world, except for all the rest that have been tried. In governance, it's best at representing your interests and protecting your human rights. Democracies don't do really bad things to their people. Name for me, this is what you need to tweet to me, name for me a democracy that's experienced a genocide. There's gray here, but tweet to me one. Tweet to me a democracy, a real democracy, not a fake democracy, that's experienced massive starvation. It tends not to happen in democracies. Third, democracies over the long course of history are more stable than other forms of democracy. And fourth, democracies don't go to war with each other. They go to war, as we know bitterly, they don't go to war with each other. So as a system of government, I think in terms of the morality of government, it's a better system of government than all the rest tried, as Churchill said. Moreover, democracy does produce. On average, democracies perform as well as autocracies in the developing world. Now, you take out China, and they overwhelmingly produce better on average over the last 40 to 50 years. And China, of course, I love China. China has been a fantastic development model. I was just in China Wednesday, in fact, with Condoleezza Rice at our new Stanford Center there. If you come to Beijing, please visit. And if you come to Beijing, please come and perform there. We're looking for more activities there. But there are two things you need to think about when you celebrate the China model. First, for every China in the developing world that is an autocratic system of government performing well, there's a Zimbabwe, right? A really bad performing autocracy. And second thing you got to remember about China is that for 20 years, this same political system was one of the worst performers in the world, killing millions of people during the Mao era. Same political system. So in other words, there has to be something else going on to explain why they've done so well now. Also, we tend to take out the developed world in thinking about this relationship between democracy and development. But in fact, if you look at the richest 25 countries in the world, take out the oil exporters, 24 of them are democracies. That's not a spurious correlation. There's a relationship between them. Third, security. As I already said, democracies tend not to fight with each other. And so if all you care about in terms of helping people abroad be more secure, you should be for democracy. Final moral argument. Even today, with all the troubles we've had recently, most people in the world still want a democratic system of government. Like I said, I'll tweet you the data. It's true across every region of the world. It varies. It's true across every region of the world. All right, that's the moral argument for why we should promote the system of government. But let's just say, anybody take poli-sci 35 in my era? Stephen Krasner, by chance? You remember? Okay. All right. So let's say you remember poli-sci 35. I do. It was the first class I ever took at Stanford, by the way. And you don't care about morality. You're a realist, or a structural realist, as we used to say back in my time. And you just care about America. You know, who the hell cares about the people abroad? That's their problems. Let me give you 2 reasons why, even if you're a hardcore realist, you should care about the progress of democracy around the world. First, security reason. The United States has never gone to war with a democracy. There's some nuance, so tweet me, you know, we can talk about 1812. And every single one of our foes, both in the past and the present, have been dictatorships. And third, the transformation of dictatorships to democracies has made us safer. Think about Germany, think about Japan, or think about more obscure cases like Poland, that's become one of our closest allies in Europe. Second, economic argument. You don't have to protect our country from other democracies, so the growth of democracies reduces the cost for defense. And the opening of closed systems of government creates economic opportunities for American companies, American individuals. The end of the Cold War is estimated produced about $1 trillion in a benefit for the United States in the first decade after the end of communism. So there's a security reason and an economic reason, even if you're not a moral person. Finally, however, can we actually do this? I'm skeptical, but let me give you 3 don'ts and 4 maybe 3 do's. 1, invasion doesn't work. We're 4 for 17. It's a very poor method for promoting democracy. Covert systems, covert operations work even more, less often. And sanctions, on average, do not work. We love to talk about South Africa, and it did work in South Africa, but in most of the majority of cases where we tried to use sanctions to promote democracy, it didn't work. 5 things we should do instead. 1, get our own house in order. 2, make this an international norm, not an American norm. 3, consolidate the gains in new democracies, focus on making them strong. 4th, learn more. When I was in the government, it was shocking how little we knew about the world. Stanford has to be a part of this, by the way, in learning about how governments work in places like the Middle East, how new institutions can take hold in places like the Middle East and Asia. We have to learn. And finally, 5th, teach. That's a role that Stanford can play. The most powerful weapon, that's the wrong word, the most powerful tool for promoting democracy around the world, in my view, is just educating women, educating girls.